Get your goddamn hands off my motherfucking junk.
Oh! It's in there! It's in there!
Oh! Go, 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 go! Yeehaw!
Your dick is gone.
Jump, jump!
So we're sitting on the floor because Michael, because Jay doesn't know what responsibility means, forgot stuff. Hey, where have we been? Doing coke? So Jason forgot the tripod. That's why we're on the floor.
And Mike forgot it?
No, well, you forgot.
Hi.
And I'm perfect.
And I'm Mike.
And I'm Kat.
And Cat farts a lot.
Smells like teriyaki.
And today we're reviewing Paul.
The little alien that could.
Or got Roganized.
So the movie is a comedy sci-fi adventure movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are basically the stars of this, and they're this like nerd duo that like go to a Comic-Con and then they decide they're gonna go to all the really cool US UFO places, like the nerdiest alien type things that they can go to.
What was the mailbox? The black box. What is that, Michael? Well, people think it's the mailbox Area 51.
When are you starting your UFO channel?
Right now, on the floor. And it's your typical road trip story with a twist.
With a twist, there's an alien along for the ride, and Seth Rogen's the voice.
But I forgot that it was Seth Rogen after a while, to be honest.
And he wasn't like getting stoned the whole time or anything, only really once.
The idea is Paul is on Earth and he's sort of working with the humans to develop technologies.
He's been like working in this secret military base.
And the secret military base actually turns out to be a very famous setting in Indiana Jones films. The same warehouse where they keep the Ark.
And my dick.
Explains
And,
a
you
lot.
know, Paul's motivation is he's been trapped by the government for about 50 years. He was the alien that crashed in Roswell. What he's asking Simon Pegg and Nick Frost's characters to do is try to help him escape the government, help him go back home.
No, stop it! The government has decided that he's filled his usefulness. They've got all the information they can out of him, other than dissecting his brain.
So we gave away the story.
And that's why he's running away. Nice little twist at the end.
Real good twist.
That's a good twist. Your dick right off. I thought this was actually a unique story, even though it is a road trip movie. And I think I liked it because...
Unique.
For a road trip story, yeah, it's unique. There's an alien.
When does that happen before?
And they're being chased by, like, an upset father and federal agents. Yeah.
It's a bunch of movies put together.
But it was a unique idea.
Sure.
Greg Matula directs this.
Who also directed Superbad and
And
Adventureland.
Adventureland.
Huh. I think the director of this movie was a bad choice. There could have been a lot more action sequences in this film and it could have been a lot more epic. It really should have been Edgar Wright. I know why they didn't use Edgar Wright, because they're working on their own story with aliens.
Jason Bateman is an agent that's following them, and he like plays a badass throughout most of it.
He was decent. Now, John Latroll is also in this, and I was hoping he'd be the highlight of the film. The actor from Role Models, who I think actually stole the show in that movie.
Good morrow to you, sir. What a fine day. Let's touch our swords gingerly.
It was written by Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, by the way. And I feel the writing in this was not top-notch. This kind of might show that Edgar Wright needs to be part of the Triforce to make these things work.
There's so many different comedians in this. And then there's Bill Hader. Hader? He's hilarious. He's in Superbad. He's always funny.
The writing let me down. Really, the whole film is really an
To
homage.
Spielberg, well, to Close Encounters.
Well, basically Spielberg. It's like they kissed Spielberg's ass. So essentially, for me, the film was Close Encounters meets E.T.
I was expecting a little bit too much from this movie, but it is still a fun movie. But it's not something that you're going to really, you know, take seriously and talk about for hours after. It's just a really fun movie to watch.
I think the first half an hour, I was kind of like, eh. And then by the end, like the last half an hour, I was like, ooh.
I think I liked it because I'm into UFOs, and one day I want to go on a road trip with you guys to Nevada and do exactly what they did.
That'd be pretty cool.
I feel like the studio made Simon Pegg and Nick Frost tone down their comedy. You go on a road trip, it's supposed to have adventure with it, and you only have a couple federal agents following you the whole film. I felt there was no epicness to this film. There's no real scope to it. It's just like this little linear story where they go from point A to B and nothing much happens in between.
They're trying to be lighthearted.
I think that Catholic people who see this film are going to be really upset with it. Because
I could see him being
it's
offended.
essentially the alien shows up and goes, God's not real, here's the truth, and he touches them, and then they're all like, oh yeah, God isn't real. So why would it upset them?
Overall, I give this a solid 7 out of 10. It's not a spectacular film, but it's still fun to watch. And it made me laugh out loud 3 or 4 times, and I watched the movie alone.
Aww.
Katja, what do you give it?
I also give this film a 7. At first, I was thinking maybe a 6 because it took long to take off, but then it got funnier, a lot more exciting, and enjoyable, and some really great homages.
My favorite guest appearance was a mountain. Gunslinger, what do you think?
And Jay,
I give this film a 6.5. I was really let down by it. And I feel that Edgar Wright should have stepped up and said, why are you doing this, guys? So 6.5, I feel that the film really let me down. I was expecting this, you know, when you put Simon Pegg and Nick Frost together in a film about aliens, you expect it to be the best film of the year because of their track record. Some of the good things about it, Nick Frost definitely got to show some more of his acting talents above Simon Pegg's acting in this film. It was really Nick Frost who drove the story forward because he had the emotional arc and all that sort of stuff.
also, Paul looked really good, especially his eyes. His eyes are beautiful, and also the montages when he was doing like similar to a Vulcan mind meld.
Can't believe you said that Freak Show's eyes are beautiful. It's not like Jar Jar Binks.
No, actually the animation was pretty good.
Yeah. But I know that wasn't a real alien.
No.
Didn't fool me.
Ah!
Little in
Stop
your mouth.
it!
Little on your
Don't
nose.
you?
In
That's
your mouth.
disgusting.
In your hair.
Is it recording? That's good. In Paul, he's supposed to really step up and be,
Oh.
well.
So he can go to his rendezvous point. Rendezvous.
Because now.
It's essentially,
No, let him finish that. Let him...
So he can go to his rendezvous point and
Voo.
go to his rendezvous point.
Voo, not view. Voo.
So he can go to his rendezvous point and
I'm so sorry. Go again.
sakes.
back home.
Voo, voo.
Shut up. Let me say it.
No. Let him
No,
finish.
you sucks. You can't do it.
Bailed hardcore.
And the reason he started to
Hey,
run is because.
I've got a rendezvous.
Voo. Oh.
Good job.
3 kilobytes.